The NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament round of 64 wrap up Friday with another full slate of 16 games. The second full day of action will involve the remaining two top seeds, as well as a couple of Final Four participants from a year ago. One of those, the two-time defending champion Connecticut Huskies, will begin their long-shot quest for a three-peat from well below their accustomed position in the bracket. Also in action will be a trio of teams playing their second game of the tournament, having survived the first four in Dayton. The NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament round of 64 wrap up Friday with another full slate of 16 games. The second full day of action will involve the remaining two top seeds, as well as a couple of Final Four participants from a year ago. One of those, the two-time defending champion Connecticut Huskies, will begin their long-shot quest for a three-peat from well below their accustomed position in the bracket. Also in action will be a trio of teams playing their second game of the tournament, having survived the first four in Dayton. Let's get to your viewer's guide for the day, with a few words on each contest. No. 8 Mississippi State vs. No. 9 Baylor. Time TV, 12:15 p.m. ET, CBS. Follow the madness. NCAA Men's Tournament bracket, scores, schedules, teams and more. Once again the day's action opens with an 8-9 pairing that essentially rates as a toss-up. Neither team had much success against the upper echelons of their respective conferences, although Baylor did record early non-league victories against Arkansas and St. John's that served the Bears well in the committee room. The Bulldogs hoist a lot of threes but hit only 31.4% of them, and the Bears have the edge at the free throw line if they can get there more often. The Crimson Tide, the highest scoring team in the field putting up 91.1 points a game, begin their quest for a second consecutive trip to the season's final weekend. Alabama can likely afford to be cautious with key forward Grant Nelson, whose absence due to a leg injury was keenly felt in the Tide's SEC tournament loss to Florida. It is worth noting, however, that the Colonials represent the Horizon League, whose champion a season ago produced one of the tournament's most notable upsets when Oakland toppled Kentucky. No. 3 Iowa State vs. No. 14 Lipscomb. Time TV, 1:30 p.m. ET, TNT. The Cyclones' quarterfinal loss to Brigham Young in a wild shootout in the Big 12 tournament might have been a blessing in disguise, providing a couple extra days to get key guard Tamine Lipsey with second leading scorer Keshawn Gilbert out for the tournament. But they might have a harder than expected time against the Bisons, who knocked down nearly 10 three-pointers a game. Yes, we know Bison is the plural for bison, just go with it. No. 5 Memphis vs. No. 12 Colorado State. Time TV, 2 p.m. ET, TBS. A lot of brackets might hinge on this one, as either of these conference champions is strong enough to advance further. The Rams are slight favorites despite their lower seed, riding a 10-game winning streak powered by high-scoring guard Nick Clifford. The Tigers have won 8 in a row themselves and also have a prolific backcourt scorer in P.J. Haggerty. What Colorado State lacks is a true rim protector, so well-traveled big man Dane Dania could be a difference maker for Memphis. No. 1 Duke vs. No. 16 Mount St. Mary's. Time TV, 2:50 p.m. ET, CBS. The first four has historically been good to the Mountaineers, who now own 3 wins in Dayton. The run almost certainly ends here though, as about the only question for Duke is how much star Cooper Flagg will play on his bad ankle. The Blue Devils still claim the ACC title without him and can probably manage this contest as well with him seeing limited minutes. No. 7 St. Mary's vs. No. 10 Vanderbilt. Time TV, 3:15 p.m. ET, True TV. Here we have one of the more intriguing pairings of the entire round of 64. The Gales have become tournament regulars but its 2010 edition was the only one to crack the Sweet 16 in the expansion era. Vandy brought coach Mark Byington in from James Madison hoping to make marching in March a more frequent occurrence. St. Mary's will be well rested and ready to throw its stingy defense at the Commodores, who enter the dance on a 3-game skid but have battled high-level competition all season. No. 6 Mississippi vs. No. 11 North Carolina. Time TV, 4:05 p.m. ET, TNT. The Tar Heels' decisive statement against San Diego State in Dayton has only temporarily quieted their detractors. They'll silence the noise a little more if they can get by the Rebels, who earned their share of quality results in the SEC meat grinder. Ole Miss can defend with the best of them, holding Alabama to a season-low 64 points and forcing 21 turnovers in a January road win. UNC will need to continue its hot shooting from distance to keep its lack of interior depth from becoming a factor.